A beautiful fairy, famous across the lands for her magical paintings, spends her days surrounded by colors and dreams. One morning, while she is doing her skincare routine, a small bird flies to her window carrying a letter from the young prince. Smiling brightly, she learns that the prince has invited her to his palace to create a painting for him. She leaves her fairyland and arrives at the royal palace. The prince, relaxing with a massage, greets her warmly. Soon, in the royal garden, he requests her to paint for him. She agrees, and from that moment, a bond begins to grow between them. Whenever she paints, the prince watches her with admiration, slowly falling under her spell. Even the palace maids become enchanted by her beauty and kindness. One day, the fairy notices the prince hasn't come to see her. Worried, she visits his chamber and finds him sick in bed. On the side table, she discovers a suspicious bowl. Its smell reveals that someone wants him dead. Shocked, she begins caring for him personally, feeding him with her own hands. When he recovers,
You have an enemy.
she
You must be
warns him
very
that
careful.
enemies are plotting against him.
I
He
understand.
agrees to stay alert. Later, while she paints near the palace pool, an assassin's arrow flies toward the prince. The fairy shields him with her magic, saving his life.
What did she
The
tell you
prince
to do?
captures the shooter, who
She
confesses
ordered me to
that the
kill you,
order
Your
came
Highness.
from his stepmother. Horrified,
shooter.
the prince shares this with the fairy.
We need to plan
She promises,
to make her pay
"I
for
will
what she did.
stand by you in every battle."
I am with
Together,
you,
they
and
begin
I
to plan.
always protect you.
My
The
dearest
next
stepmother,
day, the prince
I've
invites his
arranged a
stepmother
party at
to
my
a
palace
grand
and will
party.
be honored by your
She
presence.
agrees, hiding her villainous smile. That night, as music and dance fill the palace, the prince searches for the fairy, watching her secretly from a balcony above. When they meet, they confess how much they miss each other.
I missed
The prince
you
whispers,
so
"Tonight, our
much."
plan must succeed." During the celebration, the stepmother signals to a maid who slips a drugged drink into the prince's hand. After drinking, his head spins and he begins to
feel so
lose
well.
consciousness.
Your Highness, are
The
you...
maid leads him upstairs to seduce and ruin him, but before she can succeed, the fairy appears. With her magic, she knocks the girl unconscious and gives the prince a potion that lessens the drug's effect. Soon after, the stepmother brings the guests upstairs to expose him. But instead, everyone is stunned to see the fairy standing beside the prince. She raises her glowing hand, revealing on a magical screen the truth of the stepmother's schemes. The unconscious maid awakens and confesses, pointing directly at the prince's stepmother. Guards rush in, and the police arrest the wicked woman as the guests condemn her.
Finally,
The
justice
fairy and the
is
prince,
served.
finally
My
free
dearest,
of shadows, smile at
marry
each
me?
other. In front of
Yes,
everyone,
yes,
the
1,000
prince kneels
times
and
yes.
proposes. The fairy accepts, and their wedding fills the palace with joy. From then on, whenever the
Looking
fairy
beautiful.
paints, the prince sits beside
Just
her
like you.
whispering his love. They dance, laugh, and live in romance. One evening in the
I
kitchen,
want to go
the
to
fairy
my
tells
fairy
him,
world
"I
because
must
I have
sometimes
also
return to
so many
fairyland.
work to do
My
there."
people need me too."
Yes, it's
The
your
prince
choice.
nods. "As you wish, my love." In fairyland, she paints a portrait of the prince and kisses it lovingly. She buys him a necklace from the market, and when she returns, she finds him waiting sadly for her. She gifts him both the painting and the necklace. Overjoyed, they embrace under the stars. As months pass, their love deepens. They spend nights dancing, sharing tender moments, and dreaming together. Finally, the fairy becomes pregnant. The palace celebrates, and the couple awaits their child with hearts full of love, ready to begin the next magical chapter of their lives.
I cannot wait to
True
meet
love
them.
and honesty always triumph over every conspiracy, no matter how powerful the enemy is.